Hi there, Will Williamson from UMove. I am joined remotely by James Roberts, branch manager of the Beeston and Longeaton branches of UMove. Hey James,
Hey Will, hey guys.
are you enjoying isolation?
Loving every minute of it. Loving every...
Yeah. I mean, I've pretty much, other than work, been living in isolation for a few months anyway, so it's not a huge lifestyle change for me. Um, we're here to discuss the lockdown and the effect that it's having on the property market here in Nottingham. Now, Hometrack produce regular what's called their cities index reports, which is an update on house prices and the trends throughout the UK. So I have on screen here their February report, which came out back in the last week, I think, James.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday.
Thursday or Friday. All right, so it's hot off the press, and obviously this is showing February's data, so it's not they've got the full effects of the lockdown yet, but it does make for interesting reading and shows some kind of initial trends. So probably the headline figure, as you can see on screen here, is that in February house price growth was up by 1.1%. Which that's month-on-month growth, which is compared to the same level of growth this time last year was 1.6% higher than this time last year. So across the country, house prices are still steadily rising. It's probably not spectacular, but good steady growth, I would say. What has been the effect of, because in February we started to get the news reports really hitting about the likely impact of the coronavirus and the effect it might have on events this summer and festivals and so on. So we saw the markets get spooked and so on. How has that affected the market since, James?
Yeah, so it's been a dramatic effect. Obviously, Q1 has been generally very strong in the UK housing market, as shown on the house price index. The last week of that report saw a 40% drop in demand, which we've certainly seen across the board here, as people are obviously on lockdown now. There's a lot of uncertainty in the market, and we do expect that to continue at least in the short term. We'll see how that affects us locally. I think the good news for us is, yes, there may be a period of low level activity now, but coming out the other side of that, we do expect to see probably a mini boom as people will be considering their current circumstances. What we're seeing is, even though there's a drop in necessary inquiries, the actual views on Rightmove and Zoopla are actually up quite significantly as people are at home now. People are considering what their circumstances are going to be when we come out of this, whether that's they need more space, or they may be downsizing potentially for whatever reason. That's certainly going to continue over this next period. And if we look at Nottingham as a whole, I think we're in pretty good shape for it.
Yeah, so this shows the how Nottingham has grown in terms of house prices year on year over the past 12 months. So what are the 20 cities in the cities index, of which so Nottingham has actually had the strongest house price growth of any city in the UK in the last 12 months. As you can see there, 3.8%. So the fundamentals of the area are still really good. And it's interesting to hear that, yes, we're going to have a quiet few weeks, at least, possibly even a couple of months. But it's interesting that people are going to Rightmove more and still looking at properties. So yeah, I can well imagine that there may be a good strong bounce back in the market, particularly with the two drops of interest rates.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which will either be a factor in this. So yeah, obviously you're on the ground. We've been locked down for a week now as we record this. What are you seeing on the ground with the properties you're looking after, James?
Yeah, so we're still seeing inquiries. We're still seeing people want to have their house appraised. At the end of the day, people still need to move house, and that's never going to change. So we've just had to change our tack to accommodate that. So rather than going into people's houses, inspecting the condition of the property, we're actually conducting virtual valuations now, where people can Skype us like we're doing now. And we can help them the best we can that way. We're also now accommodating virtual tours, something we always did, but even more so now, so that anyone that does inquire about our properties which are on the market, they don't have to just stand still and wait till we come out of this period. They can actually take advantage of a full virtual tour of that home, and we've still seen people making offers. We're still agreeing sales on properties with this method. So things are very much still moving, albeit at a lower level of activity now.
Wow. Okay. Well, we always find a way, right? There's it's amazing to think people are buying and selling property without actually setting foot in the premises. But I remember when people said that people would never buy clothes on the internet or furniture on the internet, or cars on the internet without seeing them. So maybe this is this could be something of a long-term trend. But yeah, that's fascinating. Thank you, James. Just to close up, there's a couple of resources that I think is worth sharing with you watching. So James mentioned the 360 viewings that we do, the virtual video tours. If you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see plenty of examples of those that you can watch. And you can also stay up to date with what's happening in the market via our Facebook page, which is probably the biggest resource that we use to stay in touch and communicate with the local market. Also, if you are one of those people that's spending a lot of time on Rightmove right now and looking around, obviously you can't go out and view properties, but if there's a property that's caught your eye and you'd like to know a bit more about it, what you can do is get in touch with us, and we'll give you at no cost quite a detailed property report. I'll just show you a quick example, one I prepared earlier. So we can produce one of these reports on a property that will give you information on the EPC. It will give you information on planning applications that have gone in, both for that property and on the street. It will give you likely mortgage information, stamp duty information, council tax. Give you some bits of information that you wouldn't necessarily get just from Rightmove by itself. And these are really useful if you are interested in a property. And as I say, right now you can't go out and view one. So just feel free to get in touch with us and request that. It can be on the market with any agent. It doesn't need to be one of our properties. It can be, as I say, with any agent. So, James, thank you for joining us, and thank you all for watching. For more information, go to umove.com, and remember you can call us 24 hours a day on 0115 824 1008.
Cheers, Will.
All right, thanks, James. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.